guys, so today you can see I'm going to do a bronze glam soft smoky eye with a wee bit of sparkle in there. So I'm going to start by prepping my skin with the NARS Radiance Primer. This is my absolute go-to for all skins. It gives the skin a nice kind of glow. It really helps lift the skin. Tired, dull skin kind of brightens that up as well. So once I've prepped my skin, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my soap brows. I want a nice kind of fluffy brow for this look. So applying it with a little spoolie, brushing it into the brow, brushing the brows up and pushing into place should set them. So now I've got my P. Louise base in shade 04 and I am going to gently sculpt my brow. I'm using the Molly O'Brien Gem Bob brush here, which is my absolute fave, and just gently blending out the base onto the entire lid and then patting it in to set it. I'm going to do the same on the other eye, and I'm going to take it up onto the temple and onto the cheekbone and just blending it out softly with a concealer brush, just to soften away any harsh lines that might form, and taking it underneath just to get a smooth application. Once my base is set, I'm going to go with MAC Deep Tan Skin Finish Powder. I love this as a bronzer, and I'm going to go in with the Molly O'Brien Layla brush and just gently brush that over the actual brow bone, working it into the socket line and bringing it out onto the temple as well. I'm going to do the same with the other eye. I'm just basically kind of contouring my eye shape, creating a wee bit of depth in the inner corner and bringing it out into the temple. I'll blend this later into my bronzer. Back in with the old favourite, the Juvia's Palace palette, and I'm going in with the shade Yodit as always. This is a beautiful colour. It's kind of like a warm brown and it just really blends into the bronzer really well to give a wee bit more depth to the eye. I'm going to go a little bit darker now, and I'm going to add in again another matte tone from the palette, blending that in lower down into the socket line. Once I'm happy with the depth of the colour, I'm just going to go back in with my transition shades. First I'm going to go back in with Yodit and blend that into the dark and into the bronzer that was initially there. And then back in with a Skin Finish powder from MAC. So I'm now going to highlight the inner corner of my eye. I'm using a little Inkblot eyeshadow here, which is a nice kind of matte creamy tone, and I'm just brightening up the inner corner. And then I want to add a little bit of shimmer to that, a wee bit of glow, so I've gone in with my Doll Beauty Shine Bright highlighter just to apply on top. So now for the fun bit, I'm going to go with my Jordana Titia Base and Sparkle, which is a beautiful kind of eyeshadow combo. It's got a cream base, which has got a nice kind of soft shimmer to it that I'm applying with the Molly O'Brien Emily brush. I'm just pushing that into the base that's already there. And then I'm just going to gently buff away that product into the bronzer that's there already. I'm doing this so we don't get any harsh lines when we come to apply the sparkly bit like I'm just doing just now. So underneath the little pot of the gel is a little pot of glitter, and it's amazing. I'm just using my finger to pop this on. Because the base is already there and it's quite tacky, we can stick the glitter straight on. You could use a brush, but fingers do exactly the same. And you get a little bit more product by pushing it in. Again, once I'm happy with the amount of sparkle that's on there, I'm just going to buff that in. I want a little bit more intensity, so I've gone in with the Peaches and Cream Gatsby pigment, which is really, really gold, really, really sparkly. And again, just using my finger and pushing that product onto the lid. So now I'm going to do my waterline underneath the eye. I'm using MAC Teddy pencil, which is a really nice, soft, cold, kind of light brown pencil. And I'm just going to buff that into the waterline using your Molly O'Brien Kenya brush. And then gently sweeping the shadows that we used above on top of that to blend it in. I went back in with Teddy and I rolled that across the top waterline there, just to create a wee bit more definition and a little bit more darkness. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, put a wee bit of mascara on and glue my tatties to pop on later. So now I'm going to apply a little bit of the Pure Light Liquid Radiance in shade Lunar from Delilah Cosmetics onto the high points of my face. This is a beautiful kind of cream highlighter. You can use it underneath or on top of product. And I'm just going to buff that into the skin. You can already see the glow that it's given. And it's not sticky or oily or wet, it just blends in lovely to the skin. You can also mix it into your foundation. So my lashes are now tacky enough to be applied straight to the eye without too much faffing. I've chosen Tatty Lashes TL9s, which are one of my top fave. They're nice and light and fluffy, beautiful for bridal makeup or when you want a slightly bigger lash but not too much. Now for my base, I'm going to use my NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Barcelona. This is a beautiful foundation, love it in bridal, use it quite a lot actually in the salon too. Nice sheer, but you still get a medium to full buildable coverage if desired, but you can get a nice kind of glow from it too. It's long lasting and just a beautiful foundation. Buffing that in with my Molly O'Brien P brush. Can you tell I got new brushes? I'm obsessed. So now I'm going to go in and try and hide these dark circles of mine. I'm using your Urban Decay All Nighter concealer in shade 04 under the eye. Applying that, it's quite a heavy concealer actually, but it is nice, it does blend into a lighter foundation. And I'm just going to buff that in underneath, into the shadow that was there. And you can see I'm just smoothing it underneath the shadow to kind of wing it up onto the temple, to almost lift the eye without doing a wing. Applied a little bit more product and I am going in with a beauty blender now, and I'm just going to pat that in. So now I'm going in with my NARS Laguna Liquid Bronzer. This is a beautiful product for the summertime. So it just adds a little bit of colour onto the skin. Again, if you're looking for like a really nice glowy sun-kissed look, this is beautiful. I'm applying it on with the Molly O'Brien Arabella brush, which is a nice kind of angled contour brush. Gently brushing it into the hairline, blending it into the foundation. And a little bit on the nose to create that kind of sun-kissed look. I'm now going to set my base. I'm going to use the Pure Touch Microfine Loose Powder from Delilah Cosmetics. It's kind of similar to your Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I love. And I'm just tapping that down the T-zone of the face, around the nose and under the eye to set the product that's there. Because we are going for quite a glowy look, I don't want to powder too much, but again, I want my foundation to last throughout the day. So I'm applying it to those areas that are particularly oily or they get touched. Now I'm going to just intensify the bronzer that we applied and set the liquid bronzer. I'm using your MAC Cosmetics Deep Tan and I'm just brushing that into the cheekbone area. I'm bringing that product right up into the temple as well. The eyeshadow that we've got is the same colour as this bronzer, so by pulling it up we just create a really nice blend. I really like this trend that's on just now. Now I'm going to add a little bit more highlight. We've already got the illuminating gel lighted underneath, so I don't need too much. I'm using a very small brush and I'm using a little bit of the Doll Beauty Shine Bright highlighter on here, applying a little bit to the brow bone and a tiny bit onto the cheekbone. I'm going to apply a little bit of Lots of Love blush onto my cheeks and blend that into the bronzer and highlighter that's already there. And moving on to my brows, because we applied the soap brows, I'm quite happy with the shape that's already there. I just want to fill them in a little bit. I'm using your Delilah eyebrow pencil and I'm just going to draw on hair-like strokes on both brows, filling in that wee gappy bit that I've got there. So once I'm happy with my shape of my brows, I'm going in with the Delilah Brow Mascara and I'm just going to brush the hairs back into shape, taking away any excess product that was there. Just gives a nice natural kind of groomed brow look and also helps them stay in place all day. Lastly, I'm just going to pop a quick lippy on. I'm using your MAC Cosmetics Hover Lip Liner, applying a little bit of the Jamie Genevieve lipsticks on top of that, which I absolutely love, and then a little bit of P. Louise Holler. And that's you, one big scoosh, and you can set your face and all the products and you're gold, sparkling, bronzed and ready to go absolutely nowhere. So pour yourself a glass of wine, take a selfie and stay safe.